Will our guests please rise for the presentation of colors by the Shawnee Mission NJROTC and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance led by the Broken Arrow Elementary American Sign Language Club.
Parade the colors.
Colors, attend, hut, carry, colors. Ready, cut, forward, cut.
It's time to give it my all.
It's time to stand in the spotlight.
It's time to help them reach their full potential.
It's time to make new friends. It's time to show up and do my best.
No matter where you're coming from our 14 different cities, from the 5 corners of the district.
Whether you're in pre-K, elementary, middle school, or high school,
Our educators, our community, everyone plays an important part.
Shawnee Mission, it's our time to shine.
I shine when I grow as a leader.
We shine when we let our students know we see them.
I shine when I help all of our students get what they need to be ready for the day.
I shine every time I experience real-world learning. I shine when I'm curious and I learn.
We're all working for those moments. When you see a student's eyes light up, when you see that smile on their face, because they learned something new, because they met the mentor that will change their lives forever, because they overcame the odds, because they found the place they belong, because they achieved what they imagined.
These are the people who help get us there. These are the spaces where we find it.
every day we make it happen as one Shawnee Mission.
Shawnee Mission, it's your time to shine.
That's right. Good morning, Shawnee Mission. I see you've all rised. I see you've all shined. You're looking good. I hope you're feeling good. We are so glad to have you here with us today. I'm Kim Hinkle. I'm the Executive Director of the Shawnee Mission Education Foundation. And joining me on stage this morning are some very important people. I'd like to introduce our foundation president, Joe Yoon, the president of the Shawnee Mission Board of Education, Mary Sinclair, our superstar superintendent, Michelle Hubbard. And to be honest, the real stars of our show today, who are our students, and you're going to be hearing a lot from them a little bit later. So, Charlie from Trail Ridge Middle School. We have Ariana from West. We have Miguel from North, Luis from North, and Easton from Northwest. And of course, we have another very special person you've been hearing all morning, the voice of the breakfast. I'd like to introduce you to Ash, helping us right back there from the control booth. Thank you, Ash.
We've had an amazing start to the school year, and I'm so glad you are all here with us this morning. Our district theme this year, in case you have already missed it, is Shawnee Mission. It's our time to shine. It's about supporting each other, building each other up, and having that moment to shine. I can't wait to share the Shawnee Mission stories with you this morning. Thank you all for being here.
This morning, this morning, you will meet amazing students, educators, community members, and business leaders who are all working to ensure our students are ready to meet their future with brilliance and achieve their full potential.
And of course, we'd like to take a moment to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being here and your strong support. Please see a list of the sponsors in our program. They're fabulous donors. We're so thankful for them, and especially to Advent Health, Capital Federal, DS Bus Lines, J.E. Dunn Construction, and Mainstream Credit Union. But don't just take it from me. Let's hear it from our students.
We want to thank our sponsors.
Thank you for supporting us as we work to achieve our personal best.
Thank you for being a guiding light and help making our dreams a reality.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do to help us shine.
Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for helping us shine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. truly be your shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to see. You could truly be your shining star. No matter who you are, shining bright to see. You could truly be a shining star for you to see what your life could truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life could truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life could truly be.
I shine at Trail Ridge Middle School.
I shine when I'm playing my violin.
I shine when I help others.
I shine when I explore new worlds through reading.
I shine when I express my creativity.
I shine when I'm giving a speech.
I shine on the football field.
I shine when I'm using my voice.
I shine when I get to wear my pajamas on pajama day.
I shine when I celebrate the achievements of my students, big or small.
Okay, let's hear it again for our choirs. They are amazing. Luis, have you ever been in a choir?
Oh, definitely not. You know I can't dance, or you know I can't sing, but I can definitely dance.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Luis. He's shy. And so we're going to need to treat him very kindly today. As our first host of the morning, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. My name is Luis Guzman, and I'm a senior at Shawnee Mission North. I run track. I'm on our Pep Club exec board. I also participate in swimming, diving, and track.
Well, and to that impressive list, you also were just a member of our most recent class of Leadership Shawnee Mission.
In fact, I was, and I think our entire class is here today. Hi, guys.
Hi, everyone. We're glad to have you here. Leadership Shawnee Mission is one of the Foundation's signature programs, and Luis and his buddies were in our sixth class. And so get ready, because they are now ready to share all the leadership skills they learned with their school communities, but also with our business community, like all of you. So I hope that you'll welcome them into your businesses.
It was such a great experience for me, and I know that the Foundation supports a lot of initiatives that help students all grade levels prepare for their futures. In fact, Ash, can you play a video about the grant for the Podcasters?
On it.
My students are participating in a Podcaster project where they are researching the spheres of the Earth, and then they built a diorama, and then they wrote a little script about the different spheres, and they were able to use the Podcaster equipment and green screen to put themselves inside the diorama. This was a grant project through the Education Foundation, an E2 grant, and we were able to get the 2 Podcaster systems as well as some additional green screen tents and lighting, and all students in the whole building have been able to use it through the library.
It's like awesome that we can use this equipment. When I walked in the room and I saw the Podcaster, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be fun.
It made me really excited that we would, so I could not be so nervous about presenting.
It is great because this gives us the experience. I really like how you can customize it and your creativity is the limit.
I don't like talking out in crowded spaces or speaking up. So then Ms. Carver it gives us confidence to show us that we're not shy, we can speak up, we have a voice.
So I think this is building their confidence and allowing them to share their learning, which is huge for our students. It's a way that parents can see inside the classroom, the community can see inside the classroom, and they're getting to use the technology that the district has already bought with an addition to the Education Foundation grant.
Well, you'll see we've been joined by a few new faces. Will you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Becky Tate. I'm journalism teacher at Shawnee Mission North.
And hi, I'm Tucker Love. I'm the journalism teacher at Shawnee Mission South, and with us are some of our journalism students representing each of our high schools. Please meet Miguel, Rin, Maggie, Isaac, and Lily.
So it's really great to have you all here. And when thinking about programs that shine in Shawnee Mission, we knew we had to feature our journalism programs. It is one of the strongest high school journalism programs in the entire country, and they have the awards to prove it.
Miss Tate and Mr. Love, can you guys tell us a little bit of why your program is the best of the best?
The journalism programs in Shawnee Mission have been historically strong across all 5 high schools. And I really think that what makes the program so strong is the collaboration between teachers.
I agree. Having this great network of strong journalism advisors to rely on and lean on and go to when you have a question has been vital to our success.
And of course, we all have the best students.
Of course, collaboration has been key for them as well. A few years ago, we started to have our student editors gather in an editor roundtable. So we just had our first one last week, and these roundtables are helpful because our students are all in a similar role, reporting on their school community and their entire community.
Maggie, Ren, and Miguel, can you guys tell us about why you guys are doing journalism?
For me, it's the opportunity to tell other people's stories, and it's also a way to get more involved within my school and community. I truly feel so honored that people trust me to tell their stories, and that's something I will never, ever take for granted. What about you, Ren?
Well, I love journalism because not only do I get to learn about the world and the people around me, but I also have the opportunity to share those stories through my writing. Miguel?
I agree with Maggie and Ren. I think it's really important to ask questions, learn about our community, and be able to be the voice and share their stories.
So you may all not know this, but I also have a journalism degree, and here I am telling stories, so it definitely, you carry it with you. So Lily and Isaac, do you think you'll continue with journalism after high school?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at 2 colleges right now to further my journey in journalism. What about you, Isaac?
There are so many career options that I get to choose from, and for now, I'm going to keep my options open. I do know that I'll use journalism in everything I do in the future, because all of journalism skills are really life skills.
Well, good luck to all of you on your future plans. I can hardly wait to see where you end up. We have had great journalists come out of our programs. We've had great doctors, lawyers, engineers, community leaders. I always tell kids, 20 years from now, no matter what you're doing, you'll be learning the skills you learned in journalism.
It hasn't been 20 years yet, but I would say I am an example of that. I was a journalism student at North where Becky was my teacher, and she's played a huge role in my teaching journey. Additionally, Amy Morgan, the advisor at West, was also one of Becky's students. Then there's Dow Tate, who's Becky's husband over at Shawnee Mission East. And then there's Chris Hetty, our new advisor at Northwest, who was one of Dow's students. So truly, these connections strengthen our individual programs and our students' work, and there's just something about it, something about Shawnee Mission journalism that's kept us all here.
This, friends, is growing your own. So we are so, so grateful that these incredible educators come back to Shawnee Mission. Thank you all so much for sharing with us today. We really appreciate it. So Luis, pop quiz time. I want you to tell me about real-world learning.
So I know that it's a huge goal that by 2030, every high school student is going to graduate with at least 1 market value asset.
That is part of it. And here to tell us a little bit more, I'd like to introduce Laura Harsh. She is our incredible Business to Education Program Officer.
So happy to be here with all the business and community leaders in this room. We are going to need each and every one of you to meet our goal in 2030.
So Laura, what does that look like?
Well, Luis, my focus is on connecting students with work experiences. We have amazing, very qualified students with valuable skills who will bring a fresh perspective to your organization.
It can be a very, very win-win situation. Let's take a look. Ash, you ready to roll that video?
Sure thing. Rolling.
We've had the ability to host a few interns through Real World Learning for about a year now in various departments. It's been wonderful us as a corporate atmosphere to hear all the exciting ideas that they have coming out of the classroom.
We need their voices at the table helping us make decisions. We need to hear what you're thinking because we're preparing something that we're going to leave you to develop in the years to come. We need new ideas, we need creativity, we need innovation, and we think these students bring those things to us.
I think what is a great thing is being able to test the waters, so to speak, in engineering before you make that investment in your education. The individual did a great job. Ultimately, we asked that person to stay on through the summer with us.
I think it really gives you some valuable skill sets and characteristics and helps develop you into the kind of person that is really gonna, thrive in the real world.
For us, really taking the time to make sure that we incorporated a program where the students would feel like they were getting a well-rounded point of view, that was our priority.
If you're an employer, and be it an architect firm, be it an attorney, be it medical, whatever field you're in, if you have high school students that are interested, the sooner you can expose them to what that world would be like, the better opportunity we have to really build from within.
After high school, I plan to go to college for construction management. I really have enjoyed learning, and seeing what I could become has really, made a big difference in my high school career. So seeing that, I really want to go into it a little bit further on and hopefully one day become a construction superintendent.
I think that anybody that has the opportunity to host one of these students, to give them the chance to be able to gain that experience, it will not only benefit the company but benefit the student, and it's going to give them skills that they can take with them for the rest of their life.
I think Advent Health is just excited to be an opportunity for these students, for them to come, to build relationships, to see the world in a different way. And every time I interact with a student, I have so much hope for where we're going, what our community has in store, and the impact that we're going to have in the long run.
So to really explain the impact of this work, we need to hear from our students. So Joseph, Caitlin, Gabby, I want you to tell us about your market value assets that you're earning right now. Joseph, will you start?
Sure. I'm Joseph, and I'm a sophomore at South. I worked on a client-connected project in my English class to find new ways for the city of Overland Park to recruit lifeguards. We made surveys, held focus groups, talked to representatives of the city of Overland Park, and attended a city council meeting.
Well, and I'm pretty sure our friends from the city of Overland Park are here today. We would have, yes. Thank you. Thank you for engaging our students. Luis, I know you have an MBA or two. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so as a lifeguard, I also have a CPR certification, which is an industry recognized credential, and I'm also working towards graduating with 9 hours of college credit. How about you, Caitlin?
I'm Caitlin, and I am a Shawnee Mission Northwest student, and my MVA intern experience is an internship with Mission Vet Emergency and Specialty, which has solidified my passion to become a veterinarian.
I think that's really going to put you a step ahead, having that internship. So I bet that our audience would be a little bit surprised that a fourth grader is getting real-world learning experience. But Gabby, can you tell us about your business?
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I make beaded bracelets and lanyards and positive art with affirmations. I am learning money management, and it will help me in the future when I have more responsibilities.
Thank you, Gabby. And we're not just hosts, we're paying customers. So Luis and I have some Gabby originals. You'll see we're very on brand. Mine says A Time to Shine. You can find her after the program. I'm sure she has some with her. So after meeting these incredibly impressive students, I'm positive that every single business in this room will want to be a part of real-world learning. Laura, I am positive that you can tell us how we can make that happen.
Kim, I would welcome the opportunity to connect with anyone here who can provide work experiences for our students. My contact information is on the screen, or please connect with me on LinkedIn.
And all of you, you're doing such incredible work. We're really proud of you. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, Luis, your time on stage is coming to an end. You have been a very, very good host this morning. A little bit later, we're going to meet more of your colleagues from Leadership Shawnee Mission right after this performance.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. They've entertained you before, and they'll entertain you now. Up next is our Indian Woods Jazz Band, followed by our superstar superintendent, Dr. Michelle Hubbard.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
I shine when I'm rocking a math test.
I shine when my students have that aha moment.
Yo brillo cuando estoy tocando mi guitarra.
I shine when I'm learning science.
I shine when I sing in musicals.
I shine when I'm learning how to adapt to difficult situations.
Let's hear it for the amazing jazz band. Their director, Megan Holscher from Indian Woods. And a special thanks to Assistant Principal Lindsay Constance for her time on the saxophone. And last but not least, let's give it up for Aiden, a freshman who came back to join the Indian Woods Middle School. I'm Dr. Michelle Hubbard, and I am so glad to be here and honored to be the superintendent in Shawnee Mission. And I have two amazing guests with me this morning. I have Miguel Tapia Becerra, and I have Charlie Walsh. And I know you've already met Miguel already, but we're so glad that you're here, both of you all. Let's take a seat. You guys ready? So again, I'm excited to be here again with you today. And I have had the opportunity to meet you both throughout the last year, but the audience doesn't know your story. So I would like for you guys to share a little bit. And Charlie, let's start with you.
Okay, great. So as you know, Dr. Hubbard, I was student body president at Raymarsh Elementary, which is how I met you. I am a twin, and I have 3 older brothers who all went to Northwest. This year, my sister and I started 7th grade at Trail Ridge.
So how's that going?
So far, middle school is awesome.
Great. I love that. Miguel, I know we had the opportunity to meet this summer through Leadership Shawnee Mission. And I know that you're a journalism student at Shawnee Mission North, which you've already shared with the audience, but what else can you tell us?
Well, early on, I went to Blue Jacket Flint, then on to Neiman and Hawker Grove Middle School. Charlie, you and I actually share something in common. You were student body president at Raymarsh, and this year, I'm student body president at my high school. I'm very excited for this opportunity to be on this stage and interview you today, Dr. Hubbard.
Me too, and Miguel and I have worked on some hard-hitting questions.
All right. Well, I can't wait. Let's go.
The theme this year is a time to shine. Can you tell us more about some of the great things going on?
Absolutely. One of my favorite things to do is to tell the amazing stories that are happening in the Shawnee Mission School District, and most importantly, the success of all of our students. So last spring, 4 of our Shawnee Mission students competed in an exclusive international science and engineering fair where only 1,500 students competed worldwide. And one of our students placed 4th.
That's amazing. And I know some of our students at North Engineering work with NASA, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. They went to Houston to present a prototype of a lunar workstation to engineers there, a finalist in the Hunch program. There's a chance their design could be used on the next mission to the moon. Did you guys hear me? The next mission to the moon. How amazing is that? Those students graduated this spring, but one of them is here in our audience today because he works for one of our corporate partners. Luis, you out there? You give us a wave? Welcome back, Luis. We're glad you're here. I'm really so proud of all of our students and their amazing accomplishments.
That is so cool. What else has been going on?
Well, Shawnee Mission South debate team won 2 national champions. And speaking of Shawnee Mission South, our principal, Dr. Todd Dane, was named Kansas Secondary Principal of the Year. That's a huge accomplishment, and we are so very proud of Dr. Todd Dane.
Wow. South really bringing it home.
That's the one, Shawnee Mission Spirit, Miguel, and I love that you guys both bought the green for Shawnee Mission South. I don't know if that was intentional, but it's great. Our culinary arts students have also been cooking up some success at national championships. See what I did there? Cooking up some. Yeah. And I want to mention our sports team and athletes that have been doing outstanding work. Shawnee Mission had state champions in golf, track, tennis, and swimming this past year. We're hopeful for more this year.
Wow, there is so much going on.
This is truly just a short list of the things that are happening in Shawnee Mission. Everywhere I look in the district, I see students aiming high and shining bright.
This next question is a video submission from Coraline, a 6th grader at Pawnee Elementary.
Hi, Dr. Hubbard. I love my new school. My favorite part about is the playground, so we can all play together and get all our energy out. Can you tell us about some other buildings and projects? I hope they're as awesome as Pawnee.
First of all, thank you, Coraline, for the question. I'm so not surprised that the playground is one of your favorite spots, but I just want to say that we have our continued commitment to inclusive playgrounds in the entire school district, and to date, we have 31 of our 34 playgrounds that are completely inclusive so that all children can participate. It is important to note that this would not be possible without the entire support of our community. In January of 21, we passed a bond issue in our community for $264 million. And that just shows the amazing support that we have for public schools in Shawnee Mission, and that makes me a really proud superintendent and patron in the Shawnee Mission School District. But I want to touch just a little bit on that bond. As part of the bond, we committed to rebuilding 5 elementary schools in the school district. Last year, if you were here, we shared about Westwood View, which was the first one to open. And then since then, in January, we opened the John Deemer Elementary School in the Shawnee Mission South area. Just 3 weeks ago, we opened Pawnee in the Shawnee Mission West in August of 2023. And then Rushton, which is a North Feeder Elementary School, will open in the fall of 2024. And last but definitely not least, in August of 2025, we will open Tomahawk Elementary School. So super excited about all of those projects. Additionally, with this bond, every middle school and high school received a pretty significant renovation. Excuse me. Some of those were already completed and shared, but most recently we are finishing up Hawker Grove and Trail Ridge, which both of you should be very familiar with. But both of those projects, and if you live in those areas, you will really appreciate this more than most, but provide new bus loops to get all of the traffic off of Johnson Drive and Quivira and 75th Street. So I know the patrons are super excited about that. But most importantly and the most exciting are renovated learning spaces and a new entry in the back of Trail Ridge. So we're excited about those projects. Shawnee Mission South and Shawnee Mission East. East just finished up and South is almost finished and will finish this fall. And those spaces have just provide just overall renovations, new restrooms that allow for some privacy, new learning spaces, and a new fitness space at Shawnee Mission South. So we're excited about all those projects. And just again, a special thank you to all of you out there that support that bond issue back in January of 21.
Okay, next question, Dr. Hubbard. I heard that the governor of Kansas visited Shawnee Mission South to talk about special education this year. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So special education is very near and dear to my heart as a previous special education teacher, but we were so excited to host Governor Kelly to visit us. She visited with students in the special education programs, staff members, and their parents to talk about the importance of fully funding special education in the state of Kansas. Right now in Shawnee Mission, we spend about $8 million of the general fund to support special education students. And when the state fully funds special education, that means $8 million goes back to our general fund to support all the students and the resources that students need to be successful.
Thanks, Dr. Hubbard. Our next question is a video question from Trail Ridge science teacher, Ms. Wilhelm.
Dr. Hubbard, we know that the strategic plan is set to wrap up in 2024. What's next?
Great question, Ms. Wilhelm, and thank you so much for your question. We are finishing up our 5th year of a 5-year cycle of our current strategic plan. And if you will recall, early on in that process, we had over 300 community members that came together that helped us write that plan. So it truly is this plan that's a voice of our community, and we will be starting that process again. And this fall, in December, the process will actually kick off. And we'll be looking for volunteers. So we're really hopeful that we have business partners, community members. I know we have a lot of parents and PTAs in the room, teachers, administrators, and students to participate in that process. And then in January to May, the hard work will happen and those committees will meet and really work to build the next 5-year plan for the school district. And as you all have seen over the last 5 years, that work truly does drive what we do every single day. So the voice at the table in the beginning is very, very important. So ultimately, that plan will go to the board in June for approval, and we will kick off that work in August.
That actually sounds like a great topic for a podcast.
Miguel, you've been doing your homework.
I heard Shawnee Mission started its first podcast, Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up, this year. What is your goal with it?
So I'm really excited about Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up, and the ultimate goal is just another avenue for communication and making sure that our community hears the amazing stories that are happening in Shawnee Mission. Just a fun fact, Luis, the host with us this morning, was the very first student in Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up. And so he will forever be able to say, I was the first student in the district's podcast. So congratulations to Luis. He's amazing. If you haven't listened to episode 3, you really need to. So we're always looking for content, and we do have a place on the website that you can submit submissions on different ideas and things that you might like to hear about. So we drop podcasts every other Thursday. So the next one will be next Thursday, where we'll be have a visitor of the Region 3 Teacher of the Year, which happens to be Michelle Tapko at Roseland Elementary School. So we'll be excited to hear from her.
I'm thinking you should do an episode on the strangest things left in the Lost and Found.
Charlie, I'm afraid that would fill up 2 episodes or more, right? But thanks for the suggestion. We'll definitely add that to the list.
Okay, now I have a question that I think will really help me. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
So I think about this a lot, and I'm sure most people in the room can understand when I say this, but I feel like when we're in high school, we just want high school to be over so we can get to college and to be 21 and all of those fun things in life we think, right? Adulting we think is fun. And so right? I would go back to my middle school self, and I would focus more on high school. I would take more college credit. I would dedicate more to sports. And most importantly, I would learn another language. I would love to be able to speak Spanish.
Estoy totalmente de acuerdo con tu consejo en aprender un otro idioma. Estoy orgulloso de hablar inglés y el español y sé que me va a beneficiar en el futuro.
Miguel, I'm always so impressed, but I'm going to need you to translate for me.
I completely agree with your advice on taking another language. I'm proud to have learned both English and Spanish, and I know being bilingual will serve me well in my future.
It's impressive. And see, our students are taking full advantage of the opportunities that they are given, and that makes me so very proud.
Thanks, Dr. Hubbard. Before we leave the stage, Miguel and I would like to continue a tradition with the lightning round.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Favorite recess activity?
Kickball.
Favorite school supply?
Flare Bic pens. The brighter the colors, the more colors, the better.
Chicken or pineapple on your pizza?
Chicken has no business on a pizza, only pineapple.
English or algebra?
Algebra.
Okay, last question. If you could have a 30-minute conversation with any president, what would it be? Which one would it be?
Well, I have a child named Reagan and a child named Kennedy, but I'm going with Ronald Reagan.
I would have some interesting questions to ask him as well.
I bet you would as a journalist, Miguel. Well, I think we're finished, Charlie and Miguel, and I just want to thank you both so much. It's not easy to sit up here in front of all these people, and all of our student hosts today have been absolutely amazing. Can you guys help me give them all a hand? I also want to thank again our breakfast sponsors, including Advent Health, Capital Federal, DS Bus Lines, J.E. Dunn Construction, and Main Street Credit Union. And of course, the Shawnee Mission Foundation, our teachers, staff, PTAs, and our incredible community for all the support you do. And I don't want to leave someone out, and that is this amazing communications team that really makes this happen and works so hard behind the scenes. So please help me in giving them all a hand. The support you give to the foundation and the school districts really helps students like Charlie and Miguel and all of the students that you saw here today, videos, and all the students that are back working so hard in their buildings right now. It just helps all of them shine. So thank you again so much for being here. We really do appreciate you.
I shine when I mentor and guide new teachers.
I shine when I'm learning to lead.
I shine when I ask questions.
I shine when I'm playing soccer.
I shine when I'm dancing.
I shine when I'm in front of an audience.
I shine in my math class.
I shine when I try my hardest.
Have one more round of applause for Dr. Hubbard, Miguel, and Charlie. I'm excited to be back. I am joined this time by Ariana and Easton. Will you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
I'm Ariana. I'm a senior at Shawnee Mission West. I'm in orchestra, women in leadership, the Black Student Union, and student council. In Easton, you and I were in leadership Shawnee Mission together.
Yes, that's correct. I'm Easton. I'm a junior at Shawnee Mission Northwest. I run cross country and track, and I'm on the drum line.
Oh yeah, we saw you outside this morning welcoming our guest in. Thank you for the enthusiasm for waking up all the guests at the Sheraton. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, thank you. Well, actually, this morning, we're here to help celebrate a milestone.
Yes, this year is the 5th year of Scholarship Shawnee Mission.
Cam, do you think you could tell us a little bit more about that program?
I would love to. Scholarship Shawnee Mission is a signature foundation program that works to match high school students with college scholarship offers before they have even applied to those colleges.
I got lots of offers as a junior last year, and I understand I'll get even more this year. How has the program changed since 2019?
Well, it keeps on growing. We have grown in the number of participating colleges. We have grown in the number of students that are being offered scholarships. Since 2019, Scholarship Shawnee Mission has brought more than $10 billion in scholarship offers to our students.
Wow, that's insane. As a junior, this is my first year for the program, and I can't wait to see all the different schools that offer me scholarships. How else has this program made a difference?
Well, I think the best way to answer that is by hearing what our students have to say.
It's really cool to see that like so many colleges want to see me grow at their schools, and like it was just really exhilarating, honestly.
I'm just really proud of all of my friends and people I've been in classrooms with since 7th grade, and even some as young as kindergarten. This is where we have all come to. This is the cumulative point that, we've worked hard. We're educated individuals that have a future ahead of us.
I just have a single mom, it's just me and her, and so it helps out a ton, and it's overall, like, it's gonna help a ton of people.
Having them care about us so much is really inspiring to me. I see all my friends with really big smiles on their faces, and seeing that they just will connect us to so many people and give everybody the same equal opportunity, even though who they are. It's just really, really cool.
I really think it's so great how the district and the foundation work to help us find our next steps after high school.
Whatever path our students choose, we want them to thrive. We work hard to connect our students to opportunity, and actually we start that even before they're a Shawnee Mission student.
Wait, from before we were students? Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
I would be happy to, Easton. The foundation is really dedicated to early childhood education. Some of you may remember we announced our newest early childhood program on this stage last year when we became the first affiliate of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library in Johnson County.
I love Dolly, and it's so exciting to know that every kid who lives within the Shawnee Mission School District boundaries gets a free book every month from when they're born until they're 5.
This is something that we feel really, really strongly about, and so does our community. And right now, I'd like to introduce you all to Dr. Wanda Vaughn. Wanda is a remarkable individual who generously gives to the foundation monthly in support of the Imagination Library.
Dr. Vaughn, we're honored to have you here today and to learn more about your connection to the Imagination Library and your commitment to early childhood literacy. Can you tell us why you support the program?
I love to read, and my experience with reading brings me through the past, transports me to the future, and keeps me in the present. So I know that books are important to children from the very first, when they're born. I want to give this gift of exploration through books to others.
We are so, so grateful for your support. When we announced this program at last year's breakfast, we could not have imagined the response. So we planned and budgeted for 1,000 kids to sign up in our first year. Well, we had 1,000 kids sign up in our first 7 hours. Yeah. So as of right now, we have 6,000 future Shawnee Mission children who are enrolled in Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. That is more than 43,000 books that we've put out into our community in just the past year. And we absolutely could not do this without your support.
I'm proud to support it, and I would ask others in this room to support it too. No matter how small a donation, we appreciate it and it'll make a big difference. When you support the foundation and the Imagination Library, you're investing not in only our community, but our children's future, which is our community. I hope you all become a member and a friend of Dolly, just like me.
There is simply no way we could do any of this without Wanda and all the other donors who make it possible. It continues to grow at lightning speed, and I hope all of you in the audience will consider joining me and Wanda as a friend of Dolly. There's a card on your table with information on how you can join. There's QR codes that'll be shown, and we just really thank all of you, and thank you especially, Wanda, for your dedication to this important cause. It means so much to me and to all of our youngest learners.
I really thank you for supporting this initiative.
Well, thank you, Dr. Vaughn, and thanks to all of you in the audience for supporting the foundation.
Yeah, and before we go, we'd like to share some of the impact the Imagination Library has had on our community in the last year.
Dolly Parton, as a child, really did not have that many books growing up, and for her, when she would read, it would open up her whole imagination, and so that helped her being a songwriter. And when she's gotten older and more successful, she's willing to give back that same experience of having books. Each child from the age of birth all the way up to 5 gets a free book every month, and it's mailed right to their homes.
The Shawnee Mission Education Foundation actually ends up paying $2 per kid per month. And with over 5,000 kids signed up for a program like this, you can't believe the effort that goes into it. But it's so important for us to push forward. And we're so fortunate that joining us in this mission is the state of Kansas, who matches the efforts that we intake here. But we need community help, and we need community support to ensure that we carry out the mission of getting a book in every child's hands.
It's important for them to be reading because they're learning how a book works. So they understand that, like the front cover, they're understanding the back cover, they're understanding that you read a book from left or right. Parents can talk to them about characters, the setting. So it's starting to build that comprehension piece for the kids, as well as book knowledge for the kids about how a book works.
What I like the most is how it gives the kids something to take ownership of. Getting mail is a big deal, and especially if it's a surprise book, something unexpected, they just latch on to things like that, and it gets them excited about whatever that might be for this month and get excited for what's coming next.
With Jack not having access to sound and those listening skills until he was 2 when he got his cochlear implants, and just how important catching up on his language and his listening skills and those developmental milestones. He's got a plethora of wonderful specialists, but we're always looking for things that we can do at home, and this has just been one of those fun activities that we can incorporate at home as a family as a way to help him continue to develop those listening and language skills.
I think that any parent should be excited about the opportunity to enroll and build up their own library at home.
We have a lot of Spanish speakers, and I noticed they have a lot of bilingual English-Spanish books that have been added as well. So that's a win-win for all of us.
When my husband is reading the book, she will say, "No, papi, this is what it says," and we'll say this word in English, and then we have to tell her, okay, that's what it is. So the ocean is oceano, and she's like, oh, okay. It's really nice because she's actually learning and using the bilingual with the books, and the fact that my husband is able to have some time with my kids reading the book in Spanish, it's really nice.
amazing choirs from all 5 of our high schools. You all are amazing and beautiful, and we are so grateful that you are here with us today. I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here, for supporting Shawnee Mission, for letting our kids shine, for letting the foundation shine. Have a wonderful day, drive safe, and keep on shining.